Hello and welcome to Steps to Maths. In this video we'll be looking at factors and multiples. We'll also be looking at related topics like prime numbers, composite numbers, the highest common factor and the lowest common multiple. So what is a factor? A factor of a natural number is any natural number that divides evenly into the given natural number. What's that mean? So for example, what are the factors of 28? The factors of 28 are 1, because it divides evenly into 28. 2 divides evenly into 28, so does 4, 7, 14 and 28. There are no other numbers that divide evenly into 28, so the set of factors of 28 are 1, 2, 4, 7, 14 and 28. Notice that we include the number 1 and 28. Okay, so 1 divides evenly, so does 28. Multiples. A multiple of a natural number is any whole multiple of that number. Okay, so we'll probably already know this as the times tables of that number. So for example, the multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and so on forever. So it's an infinite set. Prime numbers. What are prime numbers? A prime number is a number that has exactly 2 factors. So you already know what a factor is. It's a number that divides evenly into the number. So a prime number is a number that has exactly 2 factors. So for example, the only factors of 7 are 1 and 7. So 7 has exactly 2 factors, so it is a prime number. 1 is not a prime number. It only has 1 factor. 2 has exactly 2 factors, so it is a prime number. It's also the only even prime number. So here's a list of primes. 2, 3, 5, 7. What's wrong with 9? Okay, 9 shouldn't be there. That's why I've highlighted it in red, because 9 has factors 1, 3 and 9. It has 3 factors. So a prime number has exactly 2 factors, so 9 isn't included. And then there's a list of some more prime numbers. 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, and so on. So there's an infinite number of primes. It's an infinite set. Now, every number that isn't prime is called a composite number. So why is it called a composite number? It means that the number is composed or made up of prime numbers which are multiplied together. So let's have a look at an example of a composite number. So 180 can be made by multiplying 18 and 10 together, which isn't prime. But 18 itself can be made up by multiplying 6 by 3. And 6 can be made up of multiplying 2 by 3. So we know that 2 is prime and 3 is prime. We know that 3 is prime. So 18 can be broken down into numbers which themselves can be broken down into prime numbers. Similarly, the number 10 can be made up by multiplying 5 by 2, and 5 is prime, and so is 2. So the whole number, 180, can be made up of prime parts, prime pieces that can be multiplied together. So if we multiply the 2 and the 3, that made the 6, by the 3 to make the 18, and then multiply by 5 by 2, we would get 180. However, we usually like to order or arrange our numbers. So instead of writing them in any order, we usually put the 2's first, then the 3's, and so on. However, as we know from indices and powers, we can find a different way of writing 2 by 2. We can say 2 squared. Instead of writing 3 by 3, we can write 3 squared. And instead of writing 5 on its own, we're going to put 5 to the power of 1, just for consistency really. Okay, so 180 can be written as 2 squared by 3 squared by 5 to the power of 1. So it is a composite number. It is made up of prime pieces. Now instead of writing it all out in English, it's probably the best way to do this is to write a tree. Okay, so we draw a tree. We start with 180 and break that down into whatever you like. It doesn't matter, because at the end you're going to end up with the same prime pieces. So 180 is made up of 10 by 18, and then 10 can be broken down into 5 by 2, and 18 can be broken down into 6 by 3, and 6 can be broken down into 2 by 3. So you see I've highlighted the leaf nodes in red. Okay, so when you get to the bottom of a tree, it's called the leaf. So that's highlighted in red. So all the prime parts that make up the composite number are highlighted in red. And as I said before, you put them in order and write them as powers. So let's have a look at factors and the highest common factor. Actually, let's look at that in another video.